Hi, my name is Brandon Yansky. I'm an account executive here at Herbs Technology Solutions. Been on board here for about 3.5 years. Thank you for your time today. Just want to take a little bit of it to talk to you real high level about virtualization and what it can accomplish for your company. Our customers have been asking us a lot, basically over about the past 2 to 3 years, about virtualization, how it fits into their model, and what they can do with it. We see anything from a private cloud mixing in with a public cloud and creating what's called a hybrid cloud now for some of our clients that have adopted virtualization at a very early point. We've seen anywhere from using virtualization to support desktop applications and reduce the need for desktops, laptops, moving towards a thin client and having a robust back-end system with virtualization. But really what I want to focus on today is the basic platform, starting out, what is virtualization, how do I start, and what does it do for me? So right now I've drawn up just something quick for the sake of time on this video of what a lot of people's current physical data center looks like right now. Hopefully you can relate to this. 3 servers are drawn out here. We're seeing a lot of times that there's much more physical servers that are in a data center. What we notice with this, if you have 3 servers, if you have 20 servers, if you have 50 servers, whatever it may be, you know as well as we do that the costs for rolling out these servers and supporting them are very expensive. So we all know with purchasing of new servers, you have an increased capital expenditure. Operating them, as far as taking care of them, maintaining them, your IT people, your IT staff, there's an increased operational expenditure there as how much time they spend on it. You have the power and coolies, takes up a lot of large physical footprint, so it's kind of painful as far as getting servers in there, and it decreases your agility. It takes a long time to spin up a new physical host, test the application that's going to be on that server, and then roll it out to your company, and hopefully it works. So let's get down to the technology a little bit. So as you see here, I got a file server, an Exchange server, and like a custom app for like your accounting software or something like that. Currently what happens is that you have some sort of operating system on that. Microsoft is generally what's predominant in that, and what is being lost by doing this is that this physical host or this physical server has so much capacity as far as what it can do. A lot of these have quad-core processors. 6-core, 8-core processors are becoming predominant now for physical hosts. And when you start talking about the processors and the memory utilization of these servers, you start to realize that you're not even touching what they're capable of. You might have 4 gigs in a server. A lot of these servers now can expand up to easily 144 gigs of space. So the question that I have for you, and the question that you should be asking yourself is, why am I spending so much on this physical host and only utilizing it for 5 or 10% of its capacity? So virtualization, VMware, has kind of asked that same question. Basically, we would like to see you move all these servers, maybe you have 10, 15, 20 servers, into a realistic 2 to 3 physical server scenario. So the technology behind it is you still have the 2 or 3 physical hosts. I'm going to just draw a shared pool of storage, which is something that we could talk about at another date. But all this stuff really needs to be backed up by something like a SAN or some sort of disk, or maybe you have your hardware in the physical servers. The hard drives don't generally recommend it, but there are situations where it comes into play. What is on these servers is something called ESX. That is the virtualization software that powers these machines. Previous versions on the x86 platform, the operating system was the first thing that was noticed by the server. By using this operating system, you could really only put one application on it. The ESX goes on the x86 platform first before any type of Microsoft server license. That way you can free up using this and stacking on multiple servers inside the physical hardware. So now you have your Exchange, now you got your server 2008, you got your custom applications, and etc. So by doing this, you obviously decrease your capital expenditure because now you're only purchasing 2, 3 physical hosts. You got to do some investment on the back end with the SAN, but you're really decreasing the amount of time or the amount of money that you have to do purchasing a new server for every new application. Your operational expenditure with things like vMotion, so I'll just draw it in here real quick. We are able to create a redundant solution that if server A here fails or host A here fails, all the server applications that are being hosted on that box can automatically start heading over, which will give you 5 nines of availability or 99.999% of availability, so your server applications never go down. I think I touched on the operational expenditures, but the advantages there, one of the big advantages to operational expenditures is it doesn't take as much time for people to maintain. Once again, touching on the vMotion and the ability to transfer servers from box A to box B, it allows you to maintain, add any hardware that you need to without having to put your systems on a downtime. You can also test new servers in here. So you get a new Windows Server license for a 60-day free trial, test a new custom app that your application vendor wants you to purchase, test it in your environment, see how it works. The nice thing about it is, if it does, you can roll it out to production. If it doesn't, you can revert back to the actual server license that you had before and start from where you were day one. So nothing lost really. Power and cooling, obviously a big advantage is instead of having 15, 20 physical hosts here, we're reducing it down to 2, maybe 3 boxes. So the amount of money that you're going to spend on power and cooling is going to decrease. And the big thing is the agility. This is one nice thing about virtualization. I kind of already touched on it the first time. Your ability to spin up a new application, test it in your environment, does it work? It allows your back-end IT staff to basically test whatever they want to in a virtual environment, and you don't have to worry about it affecting your production environment. So, that was virtualization by fire hose right there. I tried to consolidate this down as much as possible. This conversation spreads out for easily 20, 30 more minutes, and obviously not every environment's like this, but virtualization applies to everybody these days. We'd love to sit down and have a talk with you. Once again, Brandon Yaski with Herbs. I look forward to speaking with you. Thanks.